Are you having trouble winning in Brawlhalla? Continuously losing 1 vs 1 battles? Then we'll go over 10 beginning Brawlhalla tips to help you improve your game and win more Brawlhalla games. Hello there, pal. This is Clash of Games, and today we'll give you our top 10 Brawlhalla tips and tricks. This advice is appropriate for both newcomers and seasoned gamers. So if you're interested in learning more, please subscribe and switch on notifications to be notified of new uploads. Brawlhalla is a fighting game in which you must defeat your opponents and attempt to be the last one standing. However, instead of playing a classic fighting game like Street Fighter, you must knock your opponents off the stage to win. You pick a character and then spend the game trying to stay on the stage while knocking the other players off. It's fairly simple, and the controls work equally well on both a keypad and a controller, so don't worry about picking one over the other. A few different items can occur during battles as well, but you'll discover about them as time goes on. We'll discuss how to get better at Brawlhalla after discussing a brief overview of the game. Getting better at Brawlhalla is largely a matter of repetition. There are no shortcuts to success in this game, but a few things to keep in mind when playing. The best advice is to keep watching because we're about to give you the top 10 tips and tricks for playing Brawlhalla. But first, leave a comment below about your experience with the game and what you're looking forward to, and of course, share this video with your closest gaming buddy. Brawlhalla may appear to be a normal 2D battling brawler, but the Blue Mammoth Games title has a lot to offer in terms of depth. In fact, in addition to a roster of more than 50 legends, players can use unique talents and weaponry to turn the tide of combat. For example, in one battle, a legend may wield a sword and then switch to a bow in the next, and players must adjust to their legend weapon pairing and the enemies. All of these features, unfortunately, might make the game a little intimidating for newbies. Getting a handle on these unique dynamics, though, may turn Brawlhalla into a tactical fighting game as well as a fun brawler. Therefore, these tips begin with the most basic and progress to more complex procedures that must be carefully applied to yield observable benefits. So, without further ado, here are our top 10 tips and tricks. Here comes our first tip. The key is to keep moving. The most fundamental and crucial Brawlhalla tip is to move around. The game uses an on-screen D-pad for movement controls, which can take some time to get used to for PC gamers and even some mobile players. Even most gamers accustomed to using the on-screen joystick will find the D-pad difficult to adjust to. In Brawlhalla, movement is important. Placing yourself on the platform is crucial, as is moving in and out of the fight at the appropriate times. Moving around is preferable to remaining stationary and being an easy target for foes to practice their combinations on. Go to training mode and practice your motions. Once you've learned the good movement, mixing it up with jumping and dashing is the key to advancing in Brawlhalla. Later on in the list, we'll discuss jumping and dashing. It's important to remember that combat is all about taking control. Fighting game fans are well aware that the character with the best combos and counters wins the bout. On the other hand, excellent fighting players understand that combat is all about exchanging control, with one fighter attempting to land an attack while the other answers. As a result, the victor is determined by who takes control of the battle. This much remains the same in Brawlhalla, especially given the fast-paced, chaotic nature of matches. Players must keep an eye on how to dictate fighting terms as much as possible. Enemies should respond to them, not the other way around. Assuming control, breaking the enemy's combinations, halting their flow with throws, avoiding their attacks, and catching them off guard are all ways to accomplish this. It would be great if you could make more use of your dodge ability. This does not appear to be the case for many players. As a result, they overlook the dodge, one of their most useful abilities in the game. You should avoid most enemy strikes and projectiles using it, and when combined with a special ability, it can be a strong recovery tool. You can dodge in midair immediately before activating a special ability if you are timing it right. Instead of having to recover first, you'll be able to employ that ability in the middle of the game. This can result in some extremely intense combinations. You can also use your dodge ability to dash across the ground, increasing your speed. Performing a dash followed by a side special attack extends the range of the special attack, making it easier to catch your opponent off guard. Slow down and focus on light attacks exclusively. Games can't be won just through movement. Therefore, attacking is unavoidable. The question is which attack to utilize. Light attacks and heavy attacks, signature attacks, SIGs, are the two types of attacks in Brawlhalla. Light attacks are faster and may be spanned with less latency than signature attacks, but they do more damage. Signature attacks have a broader area of influence, but they also have a larger opportunity to be countered if they are missed. On the other hand, light attacks are more fluid and may be easily chained together into combinations to harass the enemy indefinitely. There are three sorts of light attacks. Two directional light attacks activated by holding the forward and downward direction buttons and hitting the light attack button. A regular light attack is activated by pressing the light attack button without holding any direction. With a follow-up light attack, the normal light attack can be made to string. Drain your opponent with a sequence of these light attacks before finishing them off with your signature attack. Weapon combinations should become your second nature. Each legend in Brawlhalla can employ two different weapon types, each with its own set of combinations and signature moves. While SIGs are powerful, they often necessitate a build-up, putting them at risk of being interrupted by putting players in danger. Aside from learning how to perform the SIGs, players should become familiar with the Legend's weapon combos that they enjoy using. The bread and butter of each Legend's playstyle and general concept will be these combos. Jiro, for example, is a samurai who can use both a sword and a bow, making him perfect for both short and long-range raids. Unfortunately, players can't pick favorites and adjust to the playstyle of whichever weapon they wield because the look of weapons changes during a battle. Learning and mastering the combos could be fantastic as well. The first step in truly improving your attacking game in Brawlhalla is to learn the various weapon combos. Combos should be your primary attack and damage method. They're challenging at first, but with practice, they'll become second nature. For example, side light attack, down light attack, neutral light attack is a popular bow weapon combo that causes a lot of damage and is tough to dodge. Each weapon has its own set of combinations. However, the same weapon may have legend-specific combos. The archer combo, for example, can be utilized with any legend that uses an archer weapon. Learn how to use the edge guarding technique. The inability to recuperate and the refusal to allow recovery are two separate things. If your opponent is thrown off the platform, keep close to the edge to prevent them from regaining control. Edge guarding is the term for this approach. To capture the enemy, especially while they're in the air, needs exact anticipation and flawless timing. Edge guarding is quite successful, especially at higher levels where players have learned to recover from long-distance falls. In these cases, edge guarding may be extremely beneficial since it ensures that you seal those crucial knockouts, allowing you to win more games in the end. If I tell you that dashing can be a game changer, you'll be startled. Dashing forwards and backward in Brawlhalla can help. Legends quickly engage and disengage from opponents, just as in other fighting games. Players who use sprinting to their advantage can quickly get out of tight situations and outmaneuver opponents who rely heavily on distance. Dashing rearward, for example, will avoid short to mid-range SIGs, whereas dashing inwards will disrupt a SIG's opening animation. Furthermore, dashing can aid offensively. Players can use dashing to start or stop combos swiftly. Players can also dash to interrupt combos in the middle of an attack and switch to a fresh attack rotation if necessary. Take advantage and optimize your control settings. Everyone has their own set of controls and key bindings, and it's up to you to figure out what they are. Don't listen to individuals who tell you that you have to use specific keybinds. Instead, use what you like and are most comfortable with. After all, who else is going to utilize them but you? The easier you are with your settings, the easier it will be to land combos and chains without missing a beat or accidentally pressing the wrong key. Finally, but certainly not least, practice is the best advice we can give. It's no secret that the more you practice your combinations, the better and more efficient they will become. To improve with a given weapon or legend, you should train with each weapon and every combo for that weapon, or at the very least, the most commonly used combos. A nice suggestion is to warm up before entering ranked by running over your most frequently utilized combos. We hope that these tips and tricks will assist you in having a better gaming experience. So, Subscribe and set on notifications if you want to stay up to date with the latest games and tips and techniques for playing them. Clash of Games is back, and we'll see you in our next video.